guys, it's Jackie with Intoxicating Arts, and I'm making another card today using the Simon Says Stamp July 2016 card kit. And I'm just showing really quick what I have left over after making 4 cards. And you can see that I still have 5 of the designer papers that were included in the kit. And I have 1 sheet of white that's the size of a card. And then I have a white card base, a gray card base, a pink card base, and then a full sheet of the yellow cardstock. So I still have enough that I can make a total of 8 cards without having to use any paper from outside of the kit. And I'm just going to pick one of the pattern papers real quick here, and you'll see that in a little bit. I'm starting off by stamping the large flower image from the stamp set on that white piece of cardstock. I'm using Memento Tuxedo black ink because I'm going to watercolor a little bit. I'm going to stamp that 3 times and then stamp 1 of each of the leaf images from the set. And I'm trying to cluster these together so I can use as much of that paper as possible for other things. I'm using this piece of pattern paper to inspire what color I'm going to make the flower, and I did have one that matched pretty well. This is my set of Staedtler Ergosoft watercolor pencils, and I think it's a set of 24. And the reason that I stamped the flower image 3 separate times is because I'm actually going to just color selectively on each image, because I will cut them out and be stacking them on top of each other to make a really cool dimensional flower. So for this first one, I'm coloring just in the middle, and I'm trying to apply a little bit more pressure to have it be slightly darker. And then the second one I did the outside, and then this last one I'm just doing the middle area. And I'm applying less pressure on these just to have them a little bit lighter, because I think it looks better when the flowers are darker in the middle. Now I'm using the water brush that was included in the kit just to blend that out really easily. They're watercolor pencils, so this blends super easy. And I'm not being careful in any way. It's going to be cut out anyway, so it doesn't matter how it's blended. And then I get to fussy cut all of these out, and the easiest way to do that is cut them down smaller and then rotate your image and keep your scissors straight. So it takes a little while to get that done, but it's totally worth it in the end. I'm stamping one of the sentiments from the kit using the yellow ink that was included, just using my little DIY stamping tool here so that I can double stamp that to make sure it ends up looking good. You can see I'm using some of that leftover white cardstock from earlier. Then just cutting a little fishtail in the end of this to kind of adds a little bit of interest to the sentiment piece, and it's a really easy thing to do. I put the piece of pattern paper down on one of those pink card bases, just left a little bit of a border around it, and then I'm going to mount that sentiment piece with some foam adhesive, and I actually curled the little tails and the other side to make it more 3-dimensional. I think it looks pretty cool like that. And then I put the leaves down using some glue dots, and to figure out the placement on those, I did put the largest of the flower image down to figure out exactly where I wanted the leaves to be. And then all of the flower images are going to be stacked on top of each other using foam adhesive, and I use foam adhesive on every single layer, so it is very, very dimensional in the end, and it looks really cool, and I'll show you a close-up of that in the end as well. So here is what it looks like. That was really quick to do, and I think it looks really cool, and there's a major focus on the background paper in this. I didn't want to cover that up too much. You can see all of the awesome dimension on that flower here as well. And stick around because I'm going to move on to the next card right now. Alright, so card number 6, I have this piece of white that I've cut down to 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. And then I was inspired by this piece of pattern paper that came in this set that has this little bouquet, and I was staring at it and I realized that it looks really similar to a lot of the stamps that were included in the set, and I thought it would be cool to stamp my own bouquet. So I started off with the long leaf image with the 2 flowers on the top. I did the leaves in the blue color and then each flower in a different color. And then I just stamped it down using my Fiskars stamp press. And I'm only using the inks that were included in the kit to do the stamping on the bouquet. And I have that little, it's kind of like a heart looking thing, and I'm just stamping that wherever I feel like it needs to go. So I put it in that right area and then the bottom left. Pulled another one of the images and inked that up with some yellow ink, and I'm just kind of randomly stamping that wherever I feel that it should go. And with this, I will try to kind of even it out and make it more bouquet looking, because right now it's kind of all slanted to the left. And I'm using my Lawn Fawn stamp chamois just to clean off the ink between each stamping. It works awesome, and it only requires water. I'm using that same image stamp from the first stamping, and then I only inked up a certain part of those leaves so that I could start getting this over a little more to the right hand side. And I do that twice actually, so this is the second time that I'm doing it. I just did some of the leaves because I can get one of the other images to put a little flower top on there. And that's what I'm doing right now. Pulled one of the other images and adding a flower to it. So for this bouquet, I only used the solid images from the set. There's a lot of like the hollow or like the line images that you saw me use on card number 5, not using any of those on card number 6. And I'm just going around here kind of trying to fill in spots with these other images that were included. I'm not really liking the way that it looks right here because of some of the stamping that I did, but I will actually be covering that up. And then there's these 3 little dots that were included, and I'm just randomly stamping those around just to kind of accent and add in here and there. So I'm almost done with all the stamping now, and that's what it looks like. So it's not that great. There's like this middle area that I'm not crazy about. So my solution to that was I will put some vellum over it, and then it's going to just really diffuse that, and you won't notice the area that I was not in love with. Using my little DIY stamping tool here, and I actually stamped with the gray ink that was included, and it wasn't showing up very well. So that's why these come in handy so awesomely, because now I can just put my VersaFine on there, over stamp it, and boom, it looks great. So as you can see here, like I said, I'm going to diffuse that and cover it up using the vellum. You have no idea that I put it there because I don't like what's behind it, and it's just a nice way to kind of cover something up, but not really. And then I just adhered it on the opposite side of the card with some glue. And that card is actually done. I just layered it up with some of the pattern paper, popped it on that yellow card base, and I am all done. So I'll have some pictures here at the end of both cards, and I will be linking to my blog post below, so there will be links to all of the supplies available there, and I will be back very soon with another card video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys soon. Bye!